Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it is my absolute and very excitable pleasure to partner up with Arket, my fave, to get festive and to get cozy for winter. So first off, I'm going to start with homeware because I feel like some of you might not know that Arket has homeware, or maybe you do, but you haven't really had a look before. I just feel like it's not the sort of category within Arket that I talk about the most because obviously that's fashion. But that said, they have some really beautiful homewares, from Christmas decorations to the coziest blankets ever, and cushions, and even things for the kitchen, chopping boards, serveware, dining ware, all that kind of stuff. Right, so at the moment what I am doing is starting to prepare the house bit by bit for Christmas and also for just general winter time, sort of getting the house nice and cozy. Now, one decoration that I have fallen in love with this year is the paper concertina tree, which you will see just behind me. And hang on, I'm just going to grab this little one so that I can demo this for you. So these are all paper and they close together. Where is the closing? There it is. So they fold down like this. Very, very good in terms of space if you have limited space for storing Christmas decorations. And they are a little bit, is retro the right word? You know, when you used to get those foil sort of concertina style decorations that you could hang from the ceiling. Similar vibe to those, but more eco-friendly because they're made out of paper. Now, along this inner edge here and the inner edge on the other side, they have little magnets. So you fold them out like so, and then they clip together, or stick together rather, with the magnets on the inside. So then you have a little 3D Christmas tree. This one is a slightly more subtle design, like their ridges or sort of almost branch effects of the tree are quite subtle, whereas there are some more exaggerated styles, but this one is my particular favourite. Next up, blankets. Now, I know that blankets aren't necessarily a Christmas decor thing, but they are something that we sort of add more of during the winter time. There is nothing I love more than cozying up of an evening when we've sort of finished our work day. We'll get under a blanket, cozy up, sit on the sofa and watch whatever rubbish is on the television or on Netflix. And these blankets, I think I bought my first one, it was pre-pandemic, so it must have been maybe 2019 or it may be early 2020. That was when I bought my first one and I fell in love with it. They're 100% wool, although they have lots of various other blankets on Arket as well, but these specific ones, 100% wool. They're big. They're a big size. They are ginormous. They've got a little bit of fringing on the bottom, which I think is always nice, and they're just so cozy and warm. So this is one of my recent additions, which I've actually added to the office because during the day Simon won't let me have the heating on, so when I'm sat in here doing some work, or when he's sat in here doing some work, it's nice to be able to sort of keep a little bit warm and cozy underneath a blanket. But we've got so many of these Arket blankets. We've added them to our guest rooms, we've got one in our bedroom, we've got one in the lounge, we've also got one in our like sofa TV area. I couldn't honestly recommend these blankets enough. Next up, cushions. So these are my newest cushion addition to my cushion family. I have become a fan of a rectangular cushion versus a square cushion. And actually I should just say these are cushion covers. They don't come with the inners, so you need to buy the inners separately. And I've just switched these over from some full-on linen ones, which I feel like were more of our summer cushions. I haven't decided where I'm going to put these yet, so I think I'm going to have a play around with them. Potentially they might go on our TV watching sofa, or we don't have any cushions apart from our pillows, which of course are pillows, on our bed. I might put them on our bed to make that a little bit more wintry cozy, because our bed linen is all linen, which does have very much summer vibes to it. So yes, I'm going to have a play around with these before deciding where to put them, but because they're wool and they're sort of an ecru creamy colour, I just feel like they add that little touch of coziness to the house. Now on to scented candles, which of course you guys know I am a big lover of a scented candle. I make the majority of our scented candles myself. I love it. It's a little hobby. Again, I've made another video on how I make my scented candles, so for anyone that's interested, I'll leave a link for that down in the description box below. But every now and then there will be a scented candle and a scent which I try as hard as I like, just can't really seem to replicate. And this one, this is oak moss, and I just cannot seem to replicate this kind of scent. And I don't buy them really frequently, but it's a really nice earthy and woody scent for winter in particular. And I find that when we have the log burner on, this is a nice accompanying candle, accompanying scent when we've got that really woody kind of scent coming from the log burner. I just like having this on. Right, now I'm going to move on to Arket fashion and the vibe of getting cozy, which is, it's a vibe, isn't it? Is there no better feeling than just being super cozy and being at home? Now, very fortunately for both Simon and myself, we work from home. I say fortunately, some people might absolutely hate that idea. We have no choice. We're just stuck together day in, day out, and we do work from home. And as I've mentioned, Simon doesn't let me have the heating on throughout the day. So I like to keep warm and cozy in whatever I can. So I've stressed before the importance of cashmere in my life. And you might remember that Arket was featured in my high street cashmere video from a couple of weeks ago. Again, I'll leave a link down below for that video if anyone has not seen it and is interested in my thoughts on high street cashmere. So most days when I'm working from home, I want to be comfortable, because I don't need to be on a Zoom or anything like that. I don't need to look smart or presentable, to be honest. But I like to feel like I've got dressed, that I'm not sat in pajamas, but I like to also be warm and cozy. So of high importance is cashmere joggers. And the thing that I do love about Arket cashmere is that it is a little bit thicker than some other high street cashmeres. These in particular, so soft. Now, Arket cashmere is actually 75% recycled cashmere, and then the other percentage is various different wools. They're usually Responsible Wool Standard certified. So in these joggers, it's merino wool. I'm not sure if it's merino wool across all of their cashmere items, but I know in these joggers and various jumpers and cardigans, it is merino wool, which adds to that softness, even though it's not 100% cashmere. And as I mentioned in my cashmere, high street cashmere sort of review video, I actually think that it's not a pitfall, if you like, that it's not 100% cashmere. I actually think it works in its favour, because cashmere is such a delicate fibre. And if you have dogs like me who just constantly want to be on you, which I am not complaining about, I am all about that dog life. Dog hair is my glitter. If you have dogs on you all the time, their claws and whatnot, when they're jumping off, or even cats, or maybe you have a guinea pig that likes to sit on your lap, whatever sort of furry friend you have, when they're sort of crawling all over you or jumping off you, it can damage cashmere. So I actually prefer wearing Arket cashmere, especially if it's in the form of a jogger when they're going to sit on my lap, because that element of wool that's blended in with the cashmere makes it a lot more robust. So I find Arket cashmere harder wearing, and therefore probably a bit better value for money. And then up top, I just like a nice cozy jumper. I mean, I've got one on here with a little zip, which I'm not going to zip up because that's just asking for a hair nightmare, isn't it? I'm going to get that all trapped in there. So the one I've got on here, the black one, is another cashmere blend, so 75% cashmere, nice and soft, and it's got two splits up the side. I'll show you guys in a cutaway. And then this one, which actually I've been wearing this one quite a lot because it feels a little bit festive, but without being stereotypically Christmas. It's got no like Christmas motifs on it, And I've mentioned previously before in things that I wear versus don't wear. I don't really like novelty clothing unless I'm in a theme park, in which case I will be merched head to toe. So this has real festive vibes to it without being limited to Christmas. So it's like a cream sort of ecru colour, and it's got a very chunky ribbed funnel neck, but not a roll neck, although you can roll it over a little bit. I just feel like it looks a bit odd. And then it's got a really nice cable knit detail that runs down the sleeve, along with this textured section along the bottom. Now this one is 100% wool. I have absolutely no intolerance to wool or various other sort of knitwear fibres and fabrics, so I can't really attest to any itchiness. For me, I think this feels really super soft. I've never had anything that's super itchy from Arket, but what I do wear underneath just to keep myself even warmer, Arket have these super fine, quite sheer actually, merino wool basic polar necks, like a roll neck. And I have those in a few different colours, and I tend to wear those underneath. Now, if you do have a little intolerance to wool, or perhaps you've got a jumper or a couple of jumpers just sat not really being worn because you find them a little bit on the itchy side, those Arket basics are really handy, because if you've got a high neck jumper, it's going to protect your neck and cause like a barrier just basically between your skin and the knitwear. So yes, big, chunky, warm jumpers for the at-home cosy win. And actually, before I move on from the topic of cashmere, Arket socks, again, something that I mentioned in that High Street Cashmere video. This is a fresh new pair that, I'm not gonna lie, I was supposed to be gifting. But I'm like, oh, I might just keep these for myself. These are, I can't even tell you how many various brands I have tried cashmere socks from. These are by far my favourite. I've got some, Simon's got some, we've each got multiple pairs in various different colours. I think they come in this sort of nice beigey colour, they also come in black, and they also come in grey. They are thick. They're thick and they're ribbed, and again, they've got that wool content in there. So yes, I just feel like that wool content gives them a little bit of extra durability as well. And finally, slippers. Because who doesn't love a pair of slippers? And I really hope these don't look like giant man feet slippers, because I have really big feet. These are a size 8, UK 841. Now, slippers are one of those things which I don't think I can survive a winter without. So this is my new pair for 2022/2023. And these are leather, but they are lined with like a fleecy faux shearling. They're not real shearling. Now, one thing that I often find about slippers is that they start to look, or can start to look, especially if you work from home like me, so you're therefore wearing them every day, they can start to look a little bit grubby. And that is why I have gone for these leather ones, because these are so easy to just wipe clean. All right, inside they might obviously start to get a little bit warm, but no one's going to see that when my feet are in there. They've got this really beautiful fleecy lining, which is not shearling, it's a faux fleece if you like, but they are nice and cosy. And they're more of a traditional style of slipper. But yes, these are my slippers of the moment. They've also got a really nice thick sole, but because it's EVA, they're nice and lightweight, but it's got a thick sole, so your feet will remain nice and toasty. Right, there we go. I am going to go make myself a cup of tea just to warm up a little bit, and then I need to go and decide where them cushions are going to go, and I've got some other festive bits to put up as well. We've not quite got onto the Christmas tree yet. We haven't gone and got that yet. We're almost there. We're days away from Christmas tree day. Thank you as always for watching, and again a big thank you to Arket for partnering up on this video, and I will see you next time. And happy holidays. I know it's a little bit early, but